Hello everyone, I'm Lisa Quigley. I'm the My Matters Initiative Manager, and for this talk I'm going to be giving a brief overview of what My Matters is and some of our key activities, particularly those that are relevant to the vet nursing profession. I'm also going to be talking about some of our plans for the next 5 years and how nurses and student nurses are going to be a key part of our strategy moving forward. And I hope that this talk will give just a very brief but clear picture of where we've been and where we're going. So a brief introduction to what the My Matters initiative is, for those of you who don't know. MMI was launched in 2015 with the aim of improving mental health and wellbeing across the veterinary professions. We're funded and run by the RCVS, and that's really worth mentioning. So one thing we hear quite often, and something that people mentioned in the survey even, is things like, oh, the RCVS doesn't care about mental health. It's only organisations like My Matters and Vet Life who do all the work there. So just to clarify, we are an RCVS project. We're totally separate from the regulatory side of things, so there's no overlap there, but we do very much sit within the RCVS. So the majority of our work and activities come under our 3 streams: prevent, protect and support. So prevent, that's looking at systemic issues in the professions, and we've been discussing some of those today. So these are issues that impact on people's mental health and well-being, and also within this stream is the work we do around raising awareness on mental health and well-being and our commitment to addressing stigma. Protect. So this stream is about equipping people within the professions with the tools that they need to thrive in what can be a really difficult job at times. So things like our webinars, our resources, our training, all of those come under the Protect work stream. And then finally, we have support. So supporting people who are struggling. And for this stream, we fund external organisations, so they're best placed to offer this direct one-to-one support. Each year we help to fund Vet Life's health support service, as well as funding Vet Support Northern Ireland and Vet Support Scotland. And this year we also launched our ProfCon support, which provides confidential support to those going through the RCVS concerns process. Some more of our activities here. So first we have our campfire chats, which we launched at the start of the year. These have been a really popular event, and they're really informal occasions to come together and share experiences or stories about topics that are important to you. We've got some upcoming campfires on working through winter and combating climate anxiety, and also one on men's mental health. So please do check these out on our website and come along. And later this month, we are also holding the 3rd Veterinary Mental Health Research Symposium, which will feature speakers, including nurses from across the globe, including recipients of our Sarah Brown Mental Health Research Grants. We are also working on a new programme of webinars and training to be launched early next year. So do keep an eye on our website and our social media for details of these. And now a really exciting development for this year is our MMI Kite App, which we launched in September. And this now has over 1,000 users, which is just fantastic. This is a free app, so it's for anybody working in the veterinary professions or studying. And it uses a micro-learning approach to look at a number of topics relating to mental health and well-being. And we are always adding to these. We've got a number of new topics, or kites as we call them, being added in the coming weeks. So please do go to our website to download the app and try it out. So that was just a really, really quick whistle-stop tour of what My Matters does and what we're working on at the moment. But I wanted in this talk to address a question that we often get asked by people who think My Matters is just for vets. And people quite often ask me, is My Matters for the nursing profession too? So the short answer is yes. My Matters is for the entire veterinary community. Everybody, anybody who works within the profession, whether you are a nurse, a student nurse, receptionist, vet, anybody within the veterinary profession. And I've taken a pretty unscientific look back through the training and webinars we've done, and over half of our attendees actually have been nurses. We've published a number of blog posts from the nursing community. So on the right there, you can see Megan Conroy, who participated in our ANMI anti-stigma campaign, and she wrote about her experiences with mental health. Also a photo at the top on the right there is Debbie Martin, a student veterinary nurse, and she took part in our Neurodiversity Week activities and shared a blog post about her experiences of being autistic and going through her nursing training. And one thing I wanted to say is that the vet nursing profession has been just an incredibly engaged and supportive audience for our work. And actually, they've been real allies in terms of getting out those vital messages about mental health and well-being. They also really know their stuff. And again, this is a really unscientific measure. But if you look on our website, My Matters has got a mental health myth-busting quiz. And to date, the highest scoring group, I am pleased to announce, by far really, has not been the vets or the student vets even, it has been the student nurses. Their scores are way higher than everybody else's. So as well as wanting to support you all and to make sure you're included and involved in our work, we also really recognise that among you, there are some really strong advocates for mental health and well-being, and we're really grateful for the support you give us too in terms of getting those messages out. So yes, My Matters is absolutely for nurses as well, but I think one thing we're learning across all aspects of inclusion is that it's not really enough for us to just say, oh, nurses are included, they're part of this, if they're not always feeling it. So we're currently writing our strategy for 2022 to 2027, and we have made the mental health and well-being of nurses and student veterinary nurses a priority area of strategic focus for us. So the results from the survey, which I discussed earlier, are already informing our activities, and so will the outcomes and discussions from this event. We are committing also to including more nurses in everything we do, and that means actively seeking out their voices and their input, so not just relying on implied inclusion. So it's that analogy that you often hear when we're talking about inclusion. We won't just be saying, oh, it's all right if you want to come to the party, we will be actively asking you to dance. We're also really mindful that there are some issues that are either specific to the nursing profession or sometimes disproportionately affecting the nursing profession. Many nurses have told us, either anecdotally or through our research, that they struggle with making time for self-care and with their financial well-being. And research does seem to show a higher number of nurses who are juggling caring responsibilities with work and study. And so we want to make sure we're addressing those topics as well. And then finally, off the back of the research we've done, we've also got a number of really exciting collaborations happening. So we're working with BVNA on a response to some of the findings around bullying and incivility, and we'll be announcing those later this month. So just some final thoughts. Yes, MMI is for you. Please do talk to us. We are a very approachable bunch. We are listening. You're about to go into breakout rooms now. So I'd really encourage you to take this opportunity to feed back to us. What can MMI do to support mental health and well-being? What do you want to see in our strategic plan? What topics and issues matter to you? and how best can we keep you informed and included? What resources do you need? So whether that's training, webinars, a return to in-person events, and then finally, and really importantly, what role will you play? So whether that's a commitment to promoting wellbeing in your own practice, whether that's engaging with our work and feeding back information and learning to your team, contacting us with an idea or something you'd like to work with us on. We really need to work together on this. And so I'd encourage you to think, what is my role in this? And what is one thing that I can change or do or commit to once this event finishes today? Thank you very much.